Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review of Little Witch Academia episode 10, and you guys remember how much I hated the last episode with Andrew. I'm just screwing with you, I love this one. I thought this was one of my, I don't know, was it one of my favorite episodes? I liked it a lot. I thought they did really good stuff with this episode. I'll go through it part by part just to start off with, because it's easier that way that I don't forget anything that I wanted to talk about. At the beginning, we are introduced to the Lovelove bee, which makes anybody who it stings fall in love with the first person it sees. Common trope, common storyline that you've seen a million times in a million shows. But I really thought they did a great job with that. I'll get to that later, though, when it actually starts happening. But Diana and the cronies are apparently going to a party for Andrew. I love, one of the first things that really made me laugh a lot that I loved were when Akko's like, can you believe them going to that party and everything, and Susie and Latte are just like, who cares? I really loved their nonchalant attitude, like giving absolutely no shits. And then they get these sketchy magic dresses from the Cinderella box from the magic pawn shop. You need dresses. I have a guy that knows about dresses. But the magic only lasts 2 hours, which seems kind of like a shit deal to me. And then the first time I absolutely lost it laughing this episode was when Akko is like, okay, I can make a distraction, and just makes this giant ass monster squirrel. I was done. I was laughing a lot. Like, from there, I was like, okay, this is a pretty good episode so far. They've had a lot of good jokes. And Susie really stood out a lot. Her dress was definitely not like everybody. I love the way the artists and animators draw Susie, the way she's never got like a normal humanoid shape. She's always just like this swerve shape with the point at the bottom, kind of, where it fans out into whatever cloak she's wearing or whatever. She stood out. I really like the design there. Then they sneak into the party, and I felt bad for Andrew because the poor dude has endless dick riders. He is just trying to get some peace, but he has 90,000 people on him just sucking him off at all times, and he's like, people, please, just let me live my life. But the bitch still tries to throw Akko out, which is not cool. So Susie releases the bee of boning onto the party. And of course, it stings Andrew, and my man goes full shoujo on us, which I thought was funny. And I also thought it was even funnier. I laughed a lot when everyone fell in love with Lotte. And then fucking troll Susie, where Susie's just like, oh, it's just the funnest messing with you guys. Or it's just the funnest messing with Akko. And I love, too, the way she was like, hey, I mean, why don't you enjoy this? This is the first and last time you'll probably be desired. So just Susie killing it this episode. And then, of course, the popular Akko x Diana fanship starts sailing a little with the Bee of Boning. And Barbara and Hannah passing out twice was funny as well. We find out, actually, that Andrew's father dislikes witches because sort of a means of power. Power shouldn't be in their hands because they know tricks. It should be in his hands because he's a smart, successful person. At least that's the sort of vibe I'm getting. He thinks that power doesn't belong to witches, it should belong to the government, or his government, rather. And Andrew, we find out, actually wanted to be a pianist. He wanted to be a musician, but his father was like, no, you need to give up all that silly, artsy stuff and become like me, carry on my tradition. So he feels trapped by fate. And the biggest thing I complained about the last episode with Andrew and Akko was there was nothing there. Like, they were there, but there was no character, there was no development, there was no humanization. But this really, even the beginning where it showed him just trying to get away, but all the people crowding around him, it showed a lot of the character. And that's what the first episode with Andrew was missing. This made him feel real, made him feel like an actual character. And they did it pretty well. And then, of course, we get Akko giving her speech to him about how she wants to be great, how she wants to be like Chariot, and how she believes she'll do it even though she's not from a special family. So again, we already knew that about Akko, but I liked her playing a role there in trying to convince him, you know, follow your dreams, even if you're, don't be your dad's little bitch, just go follow your dreams. So the father then attempts to kick out Akko while she's trying to kill the bee. Then Andrew comes in for the save, of course. We have a nice comedy chase, and then it happens.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows, only time.
So, with our beloved Lovelove bee gone, we have Frank actually liking Lotte sincerely, which I thought was the cutest thing ever, especially after, like, everybody was like, oh, they break out of the spell, they're like, they don't care about her anymore, and she's just smiling like, yeah, why would they like me? Man, that was a really cute moment. I really like that. And then also Diana X Mirror I thought was very funny as well. And that's basically where we end it. We just wrap everything up with Frank talking to Andrew and Akko talking with Susie and Lotte, hinting at the future ships there, which, I mean, it just feels like it'd be so generic if they went that direct way, but they can do it right. I have faith in them. I have faith in Trigger. But yeah, for the episode as a whole, I thought the music and animation at a height. It's probably not the best it's been, but it's one of the better episodes for music and animation. I think they took a very how do I say this? They took a very generic plot, a plot that's been done, like I said, a million times by a million shows, and they made it super funny. I was laughing a lot throughout the episode. I thought the pacing and character development was really strong. It was all the complaints I had about the first episode with Andrew, where the pacing had scenes that were too long for what they were, and there was no real character development other than Akko with the fountain. This had really good character development, especially for Andrew. He had great character development here, and it had really, really good pacing. And I think if you're going to go that episodic story route like they're doing with Little Witch Academia instead of a continuous story, well, I mean, it is a continuous story, but they're doing it in small episodic plot increments. Just each episode is an arc of its own that doesn't carry entirely over into the next episode. There are just a few character arcs overlapping throughout the entire show. So I like the way that they took that, and for doing something like that you have to have good pacing, and I thought they did very well at that. So yeah, this is one of my favorite episodes of this show yet. I really liked it, and I'll actually give it one of the higher scores I've given an episode of this. I'll give it 9 of our Fallen Lovelove bees out of 10. So yeah, that is it. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I guess like if you liked it, and comment down there, and tell me what you thought of this episode and what you thought of all my thoughts on it, blah blah blah, whatever, you know, the usual. Subscribe if you're not already and want to be, for more Little Witch Academia and a ton of other anime, ton of other manga, other things on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I'll try to keep you updated there as best I can on stuff for the channel, but mostly I'll just be posting random shit, probably, just to be totally honest with you guys. Share the video if you want to. Hey, and that's it. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.